Hi, if you're watching this AppNet tutorial, we're going to show you a little bit about how to use WordPress, which is the back-end content management system for this particular website. Your website might be very similar to this. It may be altogether different, but the functionality as far as WordPress and the content management is going to be very similar, very easy to use. And we're going to show you very briefly how to make edits on any page that you want, how to add a page, how to blog, and in this particular case, also how to use the availability calendars. This is a cabin rental website, and if I click on one of these cabins, you see that they have availability calendars. This is a little different than a booking engine. A booking engine would be some programming that we would add to a site that would allow a person to check availability and book a particular cabin or lodging unit and pay for it, and that money would go into your account, etc., etc. In this case, this is a simple availability calendar, not a booking engine. So we're going to show you how to use all these things. It's very simple. I'm just going to go to the front page of the website, and here we are for this particular website. And every website has a front page, has a default page, or a home page, whichever way you want to call it. We're going to assume for this tutorial that you've already logged in to WordPress. Where you're going to do that is with your domain name. So you're going to put your domain name in place of this one, .com/WP, that stands for WordPress, -admin, ADMIN. Once you've done that, it's going to prompt you for your username and password, which should have been provided to you. Once you put in your username and password, you're going to come up on this screen very similar to what you're seeing here. There may be some slight different information, but it's going to say dashboard, and it's the dashboard to your back-end CMS. I want to give you one important note to please pay attention to, and please do not make the mistake of going against this if you would. Sometimes you're going to see updates that are available right here, or updates that are going to be available right here under plugins. Do not, under any circumstances, apply any update either here or to the plugins. If you're concerned and want us to take a look at your updates that are available, drop us an email at changes, CHANGES, changes at appnet, APPNET, and ask us to take a look at your updates. We'll do that. We've built this website, and all websites that we build, with a lot of custom CSS, and we kind of technically break WordPress to do our own CSS programming. We don't use a lot of standard themes. And even if there are kind of themes as they apply a normal foundation to a website, we're going to go outside of that scope. And any updates could technically break that website. And even if your website was a standard WordPress website and you apply the updates and they're not applied correctly, it's going to break the website. Same thing with plugins. A lot of people, once they become adept at using a WordPress, they say, okay, I think I see a plugin that I'd like to use, and they install one without any knowledge of whether that installation or that particular plugin is well written. And if it's not, it too can break websites. So do not apply any updates here or here, and kind of stay away from things that might be a little more technical, like short codes and editing. Like if you come down here to appearance and look at editor, these are going to be things, as you take a look at it, you're really not going to want to mess with. And if you do, you will break your website. And it'll be very apparent if you do make edits to these kind of things. It will be very apparent that you've done so. And obviously, if you break the website that way, we'll be happy to try to help you get it fixed, but obviously there would be charges for that. Let's go ahead now and go right into the tutorial on how to. In this case, we're going to say edit the home page of this website. And what we're going to do is just assume that we want to edit this information right here. So I'm going to go to this we're on pages and then all pages. And I'll just go to this search page here. This will help me find the home page really quick. I'm just typing in the word home, doing a quick search. And there's our home page. So if I click on edit, you're going to see that these four boxes here, if you kind of look the logical layout of this page, these four boxes would be these four boxes. This next section down here, no matter the season, you'll love to stay in Banner Elk. You could actually change that if you like. You can come to this box right here, click on edit, and you could type in fall is in the air. In fact, let's go ahead and change that to a nicer word for fall. Autumn is here. You'll love your stay in Banner Elk at our Cornerstone Rentals. So go ahead and hit done and hit update. Anytime you make changes to your website, go ahead and hit update just to be safe. Make sure everything kind of took. Watch once it finishes, I'll call it cooking, but once it's finished doing its thing, you can go back to the front page and hit refresh, and you should see your change edited just that quickly. Autumn is here. You'll love your stay at Banner Elk at our Cornerstone Rentals. By the same token, you could drop down to the next box, and if we click on edit, you can see that the picture that we saw is here and all the text around it. And there's some videos on here and a little code for asking people if they want to book now to go to the contact form in this case. This is where that text is at. You would not want to mess with any of this coding. Stay away from this kind of coding. But you can edit anything in between and add. You can jot, and make more content if you want to, type more. You'll see here's the video, and then there's a little bit of code down there for the button. So if you did want to edit any of that information, all you do is edit that, hit update. Once it finished doing its thing, you'll be able to go check your work and make sure that the page is not broken. Make sure the page is still working the way that you intend for it to. So just going to hit make sure that this page does work, and it does, so everything looks fine. Now what we're going to do is take a quick look at the search engine optimization programming that goes in behind this site. Every website that we build, we do all the SEO for it, and you can see that this front page has good SEO. But this is a good little program. It's called Wordpress SEO by Yoast. It can do page analysis, and there's always things that you can do. This is not a perfect program or a perfect science, but it's very close, and we've already applied all the SEO. But if you're going to be adding pages or adding blogs, you're going to want to pay attention to the things that you're putting in, like your focus keywords, the titling of the web page. You want to make sure it matches your descriptive tags and what have you. And if you do your job pretty well, in here, and then hit update, you're going to see whether or not you've kind of killed the SEO on it or not. But that's just a quick overview look at the SEO plugin for WordPress. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit update again, even though I really didn't do anything. All right. And then now, because this website is a vacation rental website, I'm going to show you a very simple availability calendar that we've applied to this website. This is different than a booking engine. A booking engine would have automated programming that would allow people to check availability, maybe type in a date or click on a date, not only check availability, but then go ahead and book that cabin or that lodging unit. The money would go into your bank account, etc. That is not what this is. This is a very simple availability calendar. It's very simple to manage, and we're just going to show you how to do that. In this particular case, this is the Faith Cabin, one of 3 cabins that's on this property. We're just going to go down here, if you notice on the navigation down here where it says WP Simple Booking Calendar. We're just going to click on Calendars, and you'll see that there's a calendar for Faith, Hope, Love, and of course the Cornerstone Lodge. I'm just going to click on Faith Cabin, Edit, and very simply here, today is the 11th. I'm going to pretend that somebody came in and booked this cabin, so we're going to say booked on the 12th. Booked on the 13th, booked on the 14th, and you can see that it's already filling in the calendar over here. We'll just go ahead and assume they booked this for the whole week, so we're going to fill in each of those days. And I'm just going to show you a little thing that's pretty good here. Let's say your checkout date is on Saturday for this particular property. The morning would be booked, but the afternoon it would be open. You have both choices here. You can put booked, or you can call this the changeover date. So that, actually I did that the wrong way. It'd be changeover date number 2 here. So you can see now it's booked for the early because checkout is around 11 or 12 or whatever. And then it'd be open after that. And so if I go here and hit Save Changes, I'm going to now come to the website and hit refresh to check our edits. You always want to check behind yourself. And you can see that this date is blocked out. This date was booked, and it's booked all the way through, and then it's checkout that day. The afternoon of the 18th is open. So it's very simple. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and go back and free this calendar up for this particular client to do what they wish to do with it. All right. So now that we've done everything, hit Save Changes. Go check your work. Make sure that it was right by refreshing the page. And now you can see that it's open. So very simple to do. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to blog. And blogging is a little different than adding pages. Pages have a little bit more value to a website than a blog does. I'm going to show you a little bit of, a little bit more technical. I'm going to go to the end of this domain name and type in the word sitemap XML. I'm not sure if that's the proper sitemap for this website. We'll find out in a minute. It is. Actually, I guess it is. Hang on a second here. Post page. Here we go. So this is the page sitemap for all of this. And you can see that the pages are given like 80% or 100%. We know that the first page we want to make it a weight of 100%. That means, give it more importance. Other pages like the photo gallery would be very important, but then some of the other pages like we're doing for church groups, subs, accommodations, they may be slightly less important. So we're telling Google which pages to make more important, which pages to make less important. You're going to see if we go back here real quick to the post, which is posts are blogs. And you can see that the priority for this blog, because it's about something to do with a festival coming up, we've given 60%. You can change the priorities of post to be less than that, but pages are typically given more credibility by the search engines than blog posts. But that's just kind of a quickie overview. It's a little technical, but just so you'll know. I'm going to go ahead and click on all pages again. And if we wanted to add a page, you would just click add new. If we wanted to add a post, and let's go back to this front page of this website. This particular website has a blog over here under what's new. So I'm going to go ahead and click on what's new. And you can see here that this particular person added a blog called, come on up for the 37th annual Woolly Worm Festival. This is a little festivities or events. And if you're interested in booking, they even put a link to the accommodations, a little bit of a call to action. So if we wanted to add a post, it's very simple to do. You're just going to click here, post. That's what a blog is. So you're going to click post. And you can see that there's a couple of, one under draft mode here that was started, not finished. What I'm going to do is go ahead and trash this for a moment just so that we can work on this together. And I'm just going to go ahead and trash all of these test blogs. Hello World is a default one that's often put in. So I'm just going to delete. So we'll clean this site up. So it now has nothing under trash. So we're going to go back to all, which it should be only that one now. And so we're going to add a new post. That's going to be adding a new blog. So let's go ahead and add one. And what I'm going to do here for a moment is fill in. This is going to be autumn is making a strong, let's change it. Okay. Now, there's two ways to click and add content here in the text editor. You can just type just like you would in any. You could go copy paste. If you found another website and you just wanted to copy some content, you can come right in here and paste that content in. Hope I did it right. I don't think I copied that time. Here we go. Okay, so you could paste information in. You can even paste pictures. So if you went on another website and said copy this picture, be careful not to use copyrighted content without permission, but you can paste images in. You could say, okay, I want this image to show up, right here in front of the paragraph. So if I type in, a little bit of information or copy paste, you could say, click on this little pencil and edit it and say you want it to go to the left or the right. You could let it link to a website if you want to, etc., etc. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. Or you can just go ahead and save, hit update. And we'll go ahead and go back to, let's publish this now. This is not a good looking blog post yet, but just to show you how quickly it works. Now we're on the What's New page. And there's going to be a blog here that says Autumn is here. So if we click on it, you can see my gobbledygook that I stuck in here and I copy pasted. So very easy, to add a blog. And if you don't like what you did after the fact, I would tell you always keep blogs on your website because it helps content. But for this purpose, I'm going to go ahead and quickly show you a second way that you can do that same content. I'm going to go ahead and delete this picture and copy my content back over. And this is a second way that you can do it. And you might ask why, why do it, why show it two ways? Some people like using this visual editor, which is what we just did. Some people like just copy pasting in Notepad because there's no nothing already set as far as structure, indentions, those kind of things. All of the back end stuff behind it, is not, text editors are clean. There's not any programming behind it. There's another choice. It's called Page Builder, and I'm just going to show you how to use the Page Builder. The Page Builder is pretty simple, but when you click on it, you're going to get a spot here, which is pretend, think about this as just being a page. In this case, this is this content that's going to be here in the gray box. What I'm going to do here is add a widget. A widget is something that's going to help me edit this page. So if I go here and I click on Visual Editor, this is a pretty good little program here. It's going to give me a little bit nicer. I can type in autumn is in full swing. And then down here now, go ahead and paste my content. I can now, the reason that this is a little bit different, it looks very similar so far, but the reason that this is different is I can now go ahead and highlight text. I can add links a little easier than if we did it the other way. So it's a little bit easier there. And then also adding content as far as pictures. If I was going to go ahead and click on Add Media, I can look under my media library. These are all the pictures that I've uploaded before. I'm just going to pretend this is a little different. And insert into post. This picture might be too big. In fact, let's pretend that we're done and we just want to test it. So we're going to hit update. And after it cooks for a moment or two. All right, we're just going to go check our work, hit refresh. We should see this picture change to the big one. And you can just tell that the image that I used is probably just a little bit too large. So what I'm going to do here is click back in the editor. And this is why this one's a little bit easier, is you can go to any corner and just size it down just a little bit. Go back to it, hit done. And then go check your work again. And if you refresh, should see this picture kind of shrink up just a little bit. He says, let's see, maybe for some reason I didn't update it. Okay, this time it looked like it did. Took a little longer than it would most of the time, but now if we hit refresh, you see the picture shrunk up. I can go ahead and say, okay, I want to separate this paragraph. This doesn't quite look good to me, so I can click Edit one more time. And just, click in here and drop it down a paragraph. Just, separate it, make it look good, hit update again. So this is kind of like trial and error if you're not very accustomed to using a word editor. This is just another way to do it. If we hit refresh, you can see that the paragraph switched down, page looks a little better. And again, this is a post. This is a blog post. So what we're going to do now is go back to all posts, and because I don't want this particular post to stay on this website, I'm just going to go here and click on trash. And then I always like to keep my trash clean unless you're going to want to go back and use it again and again. In this case I know we're not, so I'm going to hit delete permanently. And now if we go back to the website, hit refresh, you can see this page is gone. Okay, so if we go back to the home page, drop back over to what's new, at this point we should see the previous post that was done. So that's how you add, edit, and or delete a post. Now we're going to do a page, and it's very much similar to that. So we're just going to hit add a new page. And let's say that this page was going to be a Christmas tree stay and play special. I wanted to create a special here. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put in fact, I'm going to hit pause just so I can type some information in here. I'll be right back. Okay, now that I've typed some information in on this page, and this is just pretending we're doing a Christmas tree stay in place special for this particular client. Once I've done this, we could go ahead and simply add that page, or you can add some photography to it. Let's go ahead and publish that page. Just for now, we're going to go ahead and just publish it as is. All right, and then to look at it, you're going to have to know where that page resides right now. And since it's not under any navigational link, on the front page of the website, there's no stay in place special here. Only you know where it exists. And the way that you can find that page and look at it for editing purposes is you can come right over here where it says Get Short Link, click on that, copy this address. All right, once you do that, you can go ahead and close it. Open up another browser window and paste that address in. Hit enter, and it'll automatically bring up, in this case you'll see Christmas tree stay in place special. Adding a page automatically puts all your content up in here in the gray box. Your headers and your footers all stay in place. Now in this case we don't want to show post over here, or if you do, you can leave it like this. If you want to have it without this, all you'd have to do is come over here, come down to where it says parent. You can put it under accommodations, you can put it under anything else, and that will make that page a part of any other page. Like say for example we go here to cabins, click on Faith, you can see here you could have this over here if you wanted to show your cabin links here. If we go to the wedding pages, you can see that there's nothing on here. So if you wanted to do that, all you'd have to do is just again click on edit and then use the default template full width page. I'm just going to show you that. Hit update. All right. Now if we go back to the page that we were just looking at, all right, this is the page now. I'm going to hit refresh. This box should go away, and you see now it's a big full screen. So now we're going to go ahead and I want to add a Christmas tree picture right here to this web page. So what I'm going to do, it'd be good if you already had your own Christmas tree picture. In this case, since we're promoting Big Ridge Tree Farm, I'm just going to go ahead and find their website and hope that I can go find myself a nice photo. I'm not sure. Here we go. See if I can find a nice photograph. Here's the hay wagon. Well, actually, let's use this one. All right, so in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this image. That's not a good one. Hang on. Let's just find another one. Christmas tree. In fact, I'm going to type in Fraser fir. Things like this you're not going to get in any trouble using. Now, I get in trouble if I use these because they're products on another website. But let's just do Fraser fir Christmas tree. I just want to try to find an image, so let's just go to Google Images. And just for this purpose, I'm just going to use this one. This is a good Fraser fir tree here. It's not quite big enough for me. I want to use this one then. All right, so here's a good Fraser fir Christmas tree. Maybe this one's a little nicer. This is. All right, so I'm going to right click here, copy that image. Now you can do it two ways. You can go in here and just click on wherever you want it to go, click to the front of it and paste that image right in. All right. Now if you do it this way, it's probably going to be too big. So you do it, click on it, hit your little pencil. I'm going to go to the right. I don't want it to go anywhere. I might want to put in Christmas tree choose and cut special. All right, and I may want to save that. I'll show you why I'm saving that in a minute. I'm just copy pasting it. Hit update, and now I'm going to shrink this page up just a little bit because this picture is just way too large. So I'm just going to bring it. Hit update. I'm simply going to hit update and then check my work. So go here, hit refresh. And that picture's pretty decent there. So, we may want to leave it like this. If you wanted to put something to draw more attention to your discount, you could come down here, drop down a couple and go inquire upon booking about our 10% off special. All right. Now this is just not large enough, for my taste, so I'm just going to go ahead and highlight every bit of it. Go up here to where it says paragraph, drop down and hit heading 3. You could make it a heading 2 or 1 if you like. That's going to make it larger. Hit update. Wait for it to finish. Once it does, go check your work. Okay, and that stands out pretty good. Now, I don't like the fact that it's all caps here in this particular font. It's not a good font to use. So what I may do here is go ahead and make this read a little nicer by typing it without all caps. Okay, and check your work, update. Go back and look again, hit refresh, and it should read a little nicer this time. There you go. And if I wanted to make it larger, I could simply by, again, highlighting the entire thing. Instead of heading 2, I can make it a heading 1. Again, always check your work. Sounds redundant, but it's always good to check behind yourself. And then hit refresh. And that does look a little better. So, all right, so now this page resides out there, but maybe nobody's going to find it. We've either got to do some search engine work to help this web page stand out, or we've got to link it from the front page of our website. And I'm going to do both in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the front page so that we can look at the front page and go, okay, well, I might want to add it right here. I may want to add it over here. Okay, with this tutorial, I'm going to show you now how to do a little bit of SEO for this particular website. We're talking about this as a Christmas tree stay and play special. And if you remember earlier, we made sure that Christmas tree choose and cut special keywording was on there. That's a search term that certainly people are looking for this time of the year. And we want to try to make sure that, right now there's no SEO or search engine optimization going on this website. So we want to try to get this website found, for a good search term that has to do with Christmas tree choose and cut specials. So what we're going to do here is paste in our keyword and see if, I'm just going to take a little bit of it out, see if that's a search term that people do. Okay, right now it's focus keyword Christmas tree choose and cut special. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in as our title for this web page as well. Just capitalizing so that it stands out a little bit on this Google snippet. As you can tell, here is what they call that. That's the way that this page would show up on Google. And so right now, because we did the focus keyword with that in the title, you can see that Yoast, this SEO program, says that we've done a good job with that. So now we want to go ahead and add it to the meta description rather. Cornerstone Cabin Rentals and Lodge offers a seasonal, paste in Christmas tree choose and cut special. Check out our website for 10% off all accommodations. All right, and 10% off tree. All right, now because we've typed that all in, you can see here that it's grading our work as we've done, and it says we're limited to 156 characters, so we're over now by 3. So if I wanted to bring that and put in the ampersand, now we're still over by 1. So we'll take the word all off. So we've got check our website for 10% off accommodations and 10% off trees, period. So now we've got a full bit of SEO there. And it should show up here in just a moment. Oh, you know what? It won't, because that is different than the keyword that we had here. So you always have to make sure that matches. All right, so we were able to get it all in. And now it shows, it's on here, and it should show now on the meta description, and it does. So we can go up here now and hit update and see if this changes. It should go to either red or orange. Okay, it went to yellow, which is actually a little bit better. Yellow is kind of cautionary, so it's okay. You can put your mouse on it. You can see the OK. So our search engine ranking is OK there. One way that I could make it better is change the title to be exactly the same. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Christmas tree, choose, and cut special. And because we matched up the title for that, we should be able to see it down here under our, see it now says page title as well. So we hit OK or update. We should get a green light this time saying that our coding's pretty good there. It actually didn't go to green, it stayed on yellow. So we're going to assume that there's a little bit more work that we can do here. Christmas tree, choosing special to go. So we've actually included the keywords in our content as well. So hit update, see if that improves things. All right, we're still on yellow. You're not going to win it all, but I'm just going to check and see if there's anything else here. I can click on page analysis. Says we could type a little bit more wording. That would help. I'm not going to make this page long, so I'm not doing that. H2 tag, it says I could actually do that to make it stand out in here with an H2 tag. Because we've already got a title up here, I'm not going to go overboard with this, so I'm going to leave this page as a yellow. If you really wanted to keep working it, you could, and you might be able to improve it a little bit. We're going to go ahead and go back and take a look at that page just to make sure it still looks pretty decent, and it does. So you know, one thought here is I could add it down here, do an H2, H3 tag that actually says it again, but again, I'm not going to press the issue. So what I'm going to do now is assume we've got a nice page here that we like, and now I'm going to go to the front page, so I can click on pages again. I'm going to go search for the home page, which is the default or front page of the website. Click on edit. All right, and I'm going to find that box that, remember, controls all of this content. While I'm at it, by the way, I'm going to go ahead, since I'm going to be linking to this page, I'm going to go ahead and copy this complete URL. You can do that either by copy pasting or Control C, either way. But what I want to do now is show you where I'm planning on putting this link. I think to draw attention to it, we could put it, you know, maybe right up here at the very top. So let's just go ahead and assume that's what we want to do. All right, so I'm just going to click right in here, and I'm going to put check out our 10% off lodging, choose and cut Christmas tree special. All right, so I'll put an exclamation point. We want to really draw attention. Excuse me. So now I'm going to go ahead and highlight all that. Click on this little button here. It says insert or edit a link. All right, I did that. I'm going to paste in my entire address. This is going to link to the Choose and Cut Christmas Tree Special. Hit add. Now if I hit done and then update, once it finishes cooking, let's go test it and take a look at it. So we're going to hit refresh, and you can see here right up front, you know, check our 10% off lodging, choose and cut Christmas tree special. Now what we might want to do is go ahead and just, let's do a little bit of moving around here. I'm going to actually drop their picture here just by clicking on it and dragging it over. I'm going to drop it down to right before the word at. So now put it over here, and I might want to put a Christmas tree right here. So again, I found a Christmas tree that I liked. If you know how to do a little bit of editing with imagery, you have an Photoshop or paint program, something that you could resize this image. This image is far too large, for what we're wanting to do here. But if you wanted to go ahead and just take a look at another smaller image, this one's small enough. Let's go ahead and copy it. Again, I don't want to necessarily plagiarize, so find your Christmas trees out there, or your Christmas tree person that you're working with. They may tell you to grab a Christmas tree off their site. But I'm just going to click right in front of the word check, copy paste. All right, so there it is. And I want to go ahead and draw it down, kind of small. And now click the little pencil. I'm going to line it to the left. And I want this to go to our Christmas tree special page here. So I've done every bit of the work there. If you want to go ahead and do what's called alternative, you can do choose and cut Christmas tree special. This is alt text. This is good for SEO. If you can put some alternative text in behind an image, it always helps. So I'm hitting update, hit done, and hit update again. Once it finishes its little hourglass thing or compass thing, let's go check our work. So hit refresh. Okay. In this case, I don't like the little white things behind here, so you might want to fix that for your own purposes, but you kind of catch the drift, and we're not going to be leaving this content on this website, but I just wanted to be able to show people how you can do it. So now we're on the front page. If I click on either the image or this link, it's going to take us to our Christmas tree page. And there it is. So that's how you would use the editor to add, edit, and delete content. I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. Christmas tree season is over, so now all we want to do is just take this image off, take this text out, and put it back where you like it. I like their picture instead of being kind of, show you here, instead of the picture being down the page, I might want to get their picture back up, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on it, drag it back over to right in front of the B, so it's there, hit done, hit update. Okay, and now go back and check your work, hit update again. And now you can see the picture's where it was, the special's off, and everything's good. Now, just so you'll know, that page that you created for the Christmas tree special is still running, except nobody can find it. Nobody's going to at least find it from your front page. Now, they could still find it from the search engines, so it's up to you whether or not you want to leave it there. But I will show you a little secret of how you can always see the pages that reside on your website. You can come all the way down, click on the word sitemap here, and you're going to see a sitemap that is automatically created by WordPress in the backend CMS that we do. And if you look down the pages here, you'll see one that says Christmas Choose and Cut Special. So if somebody was to be searching the search engines, it's never a bad thing to have a lot of pages up. So I don't know that I would ever delete this special. So it would be there. Now, for this particular website in this tutorial, I am going to delete it because this special does not actually exist for this particular client. But if this was you and you had a legitimate choose and cut special or any other kind of special that you're going to put on your website, you might just want to leave this running, because other than the search engines, nobody's going to find it. If somebody does find it, you can put a date on it, that it's only for certain times of the year. But leaving page content on your website is a good idea, because the larger the website, the better the search engine ranking. But in this particular case, again, I'm just going to click on edit, click pages. In this case, because it was the last page that I added, you can click on this little date field, and you can see that this is the one I just added. I'm going to go ahead and hit trash. It's going to move into the trash folder. I can now hit trash here and delete that page permanently. And once done, you can now go back to your sitemap, and you'll see that Choose and Cut Christmas Tree Special is now gone. That page does not exist anymore. So this is really good. This helps you with your SEO. This helps you with controlling content on your website. You're able to add pictures. You're able to add text. You're able to add pages. You're able to add blogs. So you should be good to go. If you have any questions, you can call our offices at 828-963-7286. Ongoing training for these types of things. We obviously have to charge for time for that. But this tutorial is always going to be posted, so you can always check back and view it at any time to get a bit of a refresher on how to update your pages, add pages, blogs, delete blogs, add images, pretty much anything that you want on this particular type of website. So I hope that helps, and have a